So let's do it. But before going to do that one, first I want to change this action. Here I want to add some beautiful button. So how we can add? See, for example, I don't know the classes for the button. So what I can do, I can simply go to the Bootstrap and I can search for the button. Simply search button. Then come here. Then from here you can select based on your requirement. For example, I like this green one. So what I can do, I can select this particular class. Simply copy this class, copy this one and come here in the VS Code. And this is my view button. So here I can add that one. So let's add Control S, then come here. Let me refresh. See. So now I have added that button. So based on your requirement, whatever GUI part you need, you can come to the Bootstrap and you can select from here and you can add there. So the next, as I told you, after clicking on this button, I want to redirect to another page and there I want to display the complete information of this particular task. See, right now here we are not displaying the complete information. We are displaying only the selected few of the selected columns like title, created on, task due date, task reward, task status. But there are many more fields, and this is one example how you can build the things. So don't think like I'm not doing that much configuration. So I'm showing the some samples. So based on this, you can do as per your requirement. So as I told you, task description is not here. And for example, after clicking on view, it should redirect to another page. And after redirecting to the another page, I want to show the complete information of the task as well as I want to perform some additional activity. Like I want to give the option for update, to delete, to accept the task, to go back again. This kind of functionality I want to give. So let's see how we can do. Go to the VS Code and here after clicking on this view button, I want to redirect to another page and I want to display the particular record. I don't want to record entire task detail. Come here, let me tell you what I'm trying to say. For example, when I'm clicking on this view, I want to redirect to another page and on that page, I want to display only the complete information of this particular task. For example, if I'm clicking on this view, so I want to display only the related information which is related to this task only. So it means we have to fetch the record based on some primary key. And as I told you in the Django, each and every column have a inbuilt column which is ID. And ID is nothing but the primary key only. So we can use that ID as per our reference. So what I want, come here, take curly bracket, take double percentage. Then here I'm going to use the template URL. So for that URL, then here I have to specify the URL. So right now I have not created the URL for this functionality. So time being, let it be as it is. Let me remove these things. Or let it be as it is. When we will create the URL, then we will link that URL here. So go to the views.py file and come here. At last, first let me add comment. For example, task detail, or not task detail, it should be like task record or info, task information. Then come down. Then let me take one depth, which is a keyword to define a function. Then we have to give the name. For example, the same I want to give task info, task info. Then keep in mind, I want to fetch the task record based on ID. I don't want to fetch blindly all the data. No, I want to fetch based on some ID. So first here I'm going to pass the default parameter, which is request, comma. As I told you, I want to fetch based on ID. So for example, primary key, I'm taking one variable. You can give any variable as per your requirement. It is not a compulsory you have to give the PK only, but it is recommended to use the PK only, which is representing the primary key. Then, as usual, I'm going to check if the user is authenticated, that condition. So simply copy this one, then come here, then paste. After that, simply copy this one and come down, paste. If and else is the common for all the function, because each and everything I want to give the access only if the user is authenticated. So because of that only, I'm simply copying these two lines. After that, I want to fetch the data from the database or from the model. So if you see here only, we have did the same thing. If the request dot method, not here, 1 second, I will show you. 1 second, yeah, here only you can see we have did. If the request dot user is authenticated, then we have taken one variable, and then what we have did from model, this is nothing but the model objects dot all. It means we are fetching all the data, but right now I want to create a function in which I don't want to fetch all the data. I want to fetch the data based on the ID. So what we can do, come here, take one variable, 1 second, and don't forget to maintain the indentation, otherwise you will get error. So take one variable, for example, I'm taking task infos equals to, you see, you can give any variable as per your requirement. And so I have taken task info. Then what you can do, then you have to write the model name. So what is the model name? So come here, if you go to models.py, this is our model. Simply copy this one, then come here, then paste here, from model dot objects dot. See, when I want all the data, I'm simply writing all. But as I told you, I don't want all the data. I want the data based on the ID. So get, I want to get, and what I want to get by ID. And what field I'm passing? So I'm passing PK. Okay. So this is the syntax how you can fetch the data based on the ID. So from task detail, which is nothing but my model name, I want to get the data whose ID is equal to this PK. And don't worry about this PK, like from where this PK is coming. I will tell you this PK we are going to pass from the URL, and that value will come here when we are clicking on the URL. Then that URL comes along with this PK value, and this PK value comes here, and then it will here, and based on that it will fetch the data. That's it, nothing else. So what we have did, task infos, then task detail dot object dot get ID by ID. So we got that particular record, and we have that record in this variable. So once we got the data in one of the variables, so the next step, I want to render this data to the another HTML page. So for that, I have to create one HTML page there where I can render this particular data. So come down, 1 second. So what is the syntax? So for syntax is return. And as I told you, if I want to render, or if I want to send any data to another HTML page from the view, so we have to use the render. And if you only want to redirect to another page without sending any data, at that time we have to use the redirect. So as we know in this particular example, I'm going to send the data which is task infos. So for that, I'm going to use the render. Then I have to pass the default parameter which is request comma, then I have to specify the page name where I want to send the data. So as I told you, I have to create one HTML page. So right now I don't have that HTML page, but still I'm giving name, for example, task information .html. And what kind of data I want to send to this particular page. So I want to send this task infos data, and keep in mind, if we are sending anything to any other page, we have to send in the dictionary format. So take one dictionary, which is we are representing with the help of the curly bracket. Then in the single quote, take the key. For key, you can give any name, but I'm giving the same name, whatever I have taken for this variable. And for I have to give the value. Keep in mind, I'm repeating again and again in each and every example. This key, you can give any name, but this value should be the same whatever you have given here only. So this is the syntax how you can send any data from views to HTML page. Control S. Then we have to create one HTML page, and the name of the HTML page should be task information. This is looking too big. So let me remove and keep task info only. Control S. Then simply copy this one because we have to create the one HTML file with the same name. Control S. Then come here in the templates, right click, then new file, then paste. Enter. So we have created task info one HTML page. And as we know, if we are creating any HTML page, we have to inherit the base page. So come to here and copy any page, because all the HTML page is by default. Because all the HTML page we are going to inherit with the base page only. So simply copy this page, then come here and paste here and remove the unwanted things. For example, I don't want these things, so let me remove. And from the login page, it should be task info page, or we can say task detail. Whatever is the suitable, we can use. So for example, task details. Oh, sorry, it's a tag. Let me remove this text. Yeah, Control S. See, we have created view, we have created HTML page. Next, we have to create the URL. So come here in the urls.py file, simply copy this one, or let me copy this one because this is more similar to my requirement. Simply copy this one, then come here, then paste. Then let me add it as per my requirement. For example, in place of update profile, I want task info. Task info. Then here, let it be as it is, int primary key. This pk is nothing but whatever variable we have taken here. Keep in mind, if here we are taking the x, then we have to take the x here. So whatever things we are using here, the same thing we have to use here. So don't be confused. And the same thing we have to pass here. Okay. Then come here. Then we have to give the view name. So you come here, simply copy this view name. Copy this one, then come here, simply paste here. And then we have to give the URL name. Let me remove this one. And for example, URL name, I want to give the same only, task info. Simply copy this one and paste here. So we have created URL also. So the next things, we have to link this URL with the HTML page, and which HTML page and which button. So if you come here, I will show you. We have to link that URL with this view functionality. Like when we are going to click on this view, it should redirect to that particular page. Right now, I have not added, because of that only I'm getting error. So come here, go to the HTML page, which is a base.html page, and here we have to link that one. So here we have to write in single quote, we have to write our URL name. So what is our URL name? If you come here in the urls.py file, this is the name of our URL. So come here, then go to the base.html page, then paste here. Then, as we know, we are not simply linking the URL. Along with the URL, we are passing the ID also. And that ID we are going to be captured here. If you see here, this one. So we have to pass the value for this one also. So go to the base.html page. Then what ID I want? So I want this ID. Simply copy this one and paste here. Control S. So let's check whether it's working or not. But before going to check, let me reconfirm whether I have did all the things correct or not. I have added the link. I have given the ID. I have created the views. I have created the URLs. There is a lots of things is pending. But first let me check whether it's working or not. So come here. Let me refresh. Then let me click here. 1 second. str object has no attribute meta. Okay, we have did one mistake. 1 second. Go to the views.py file. Here I have did one mistake. This request should be without code. So Control S, then come here. Let me refresh. Yeah, see, I'm showing again. When I'm clicking on here, it's showing task detail. Why it's not showing the data? Because if you see here in the task info page, we have not written anything. We have simply written this task detail. Because of that only, it's showing only task detail. If we write here only the details, 1 second, let me come and let me refresh. See details. It means we have successfully linked our HTML page with this URL. And if you want to see, you can see the ID showing here. Let me show you again. See, ID is 1. So because of that only it was showing ID. For example, 12 is there. If I'm clicking here, see 12 is showing here. It means we have did whatever we have did. It's a correct only. So the next things, I want to display the information. But as I told you, if you want to do any HTML things, content related things, always it's good things to refer the Bootstrap. So come here and based on your requirement, select the GUI part. For example, I want to select 1 second. Let me check which one is the good. So I will select that one. I think this one is suitable for my requirement. So I'm going to use this one. Simply copy this one and come here in here and let me paste here. Control S. Then come here. Then let me refresh. Yeah. So now I'm going to modify this one as per my requirement. So come here. So in place of features, I want this one. Simply copy this one and paste here. And here give task details. Control S. Then come here. Let me refresh. Yeah, now it's looking good, but it's looking too big. First of all, let me remove this one. And this should be, for example, I want to give 3 because one is very big. Control S. Yeah, now it's looking good, but let me little bit small. And here, let me refresh. Yeah, and here I want to add space. So what I can do to add the space, simply come here, give br tag. Control S. Yeah, 1 second. Not here, I want here. Yeah, now it's looking good. So task details, then here I want to display my things like task ID, task created by, task created on, all the fields I want to show here. So come here, and if you go to the base.html page, you can see these are the fields we have. So simply copy these things and come here in the task info. And one more thing, first let me check here. Yeah, So I want to show all the things in the special title format. So what I can do, come here, let me check. Yeah, this one. So first let me paste whatever I have copied there. Then simply copy, or 1 second. I don't want these things. So what I can do, let me remove these things. Control S, then let me refresh. Yeah, now it's good. Then let me remove this one. And I want strong tag. Strong tag is basically used to display the things in the board. So for example, first I want to show the 1 second. 1 second, come here. I want these things. Come here, copy, then come here, then paste here. Yeah. Then simply copy this one and paste here. Then we have to paste these things. Copy this one and paste here. And I want all the in the one by one in the different line. So because of that only I'm taking BR type. 1 second. Control S. Same thing we have to do. We have to do for the all the things. Simply copy this one and let me paste. And we have to change one by one. So for example, task title, then come here, task created by, then task created on, after that task created, task due date, then task reward. Actually, I want to display all the things almost. Then task status, then come here. Then I want to display the task description also. So let me check 1 second model. I have a task description, then task. Okay. So task description also. Simply copy this one and task info, come here and paste here. Let me remove this one. Yeah. So let me remove these things. Yeah. And we have to paste this one also one by one. So task title in front of task title. Then task created by. Task created by. Come here. Task created by here. Then task created on. Then task reward. Sorry, we have did one mistake. This is task due date. So simply copy this one, task due date. And task due date should be here. And here should be task created on. This one. Task created on. Copy this one and paste here. Then what we have, task reward. Let me copy the task status. So task status will be here. Then task reward is pending. Anything else? Task title is done. Task ID. Okay, that one also done. Yeah, let me remove these things. We not required these things. What is the pending? Task reward is pending. So simply come here. Task reward. Simply copy this one and paste here. And task description also we need. So come here in the models.py file, and this is the, come here. Control S. So I think almost done. Let me check ID, title, created by, created on, due date, reward, status, description. Anything else? Let me check which is pending. No. See, this closed by and holder. These things I am not displaying there. I will display there after some time, like when the task status change. So at that time I will display. See, right now task in the open status, and when the task is the open status, it means the task closed by and the task closed on data is not there. So it will show the blank only. So no use of displaying that one. So Control S. Let me come here. Let me refresh. Come here. Let me refresh. Yeah. And this goes somewhere. I want to change this one. So let me do come here and simply copy this one. Control X and paste here. Control X. Come here. Refresh. Yeah. Now it's looking good. And in place of go somewhere, I want go back. So come here and here. Go back. Okay. Then come here again in the VS Code. But our data is not coming here. I have did one little bit mistake. So sorry for that. I will tell you what mistake I have did. If you see here in the views.py file, we have stored the data in the task info and we are sending the data in the same task info only. But in the task info.html page, in place of task info, I have written the task data. So because of that only, this mistake is happening. So what you can do, Control H. So, and here paste whatever you have copied, then simply copy this one. Copy this one and paste here. So I want to replace the task data dot with the task infos dot. Replace all. Done. Okay. Control S. Then come here. Let me refresh. See, data is coming, but it is not coming in good format. So what we can do, 1 second, we can change the property. For example, I don't want center alignment. Remove this one, Control S. Then come here, let me refresh. Yeah, now it's looking good. But here still we have, it's not looking that much good. So what we can do, come here and you can add colon like this. So it will look more good. Do the same thing for all. Sorry for that, it's a time consuming, but if you want to look good, if you want to represent good GUI, then you have to do these things. Then come here, let me refresh. Yeah, now it's looking good. So task ID, task title, task created by, task created on, task due date, task reward, task status, and the task description, all things is showing. Then come here. For example, I want to check for this one, 10th task ID 10. Click here. After clicking, see task ID 10. Then all the related detail is showing here. Then after clicking on go back, I want this should be redirect to the home page, because right now if I want to come back, I have to click here. Let me show you. Click on view. Then when I'm clicking on go back, it's not working. But if I want to go back to home page, I have to click here. So what I have to do, come here and here we have to take one curly bracket. Then inside the curly bracket, we have to take double percentage, then URL. Then in single quote, we have to define the name of the URL where you want to redirect after clicking on that. So as I told you, I want to redirect to the home page. And in my case, I'm using the base page as the home page only. So simply copy this name and come here and paste here, Control S. Then come here, let me refresh, then let me click, then go back. Okay. So this is how the things is working. So I hope you guys are getting more clear idea how we are sending the data from views to HTML page, how we are fetching the data from the database, how we are redirecting from one page to another page. So this is how the things is working. But as I told you, I want to add more functionality like update, delete, and accept functionality. So in the next video, we will see how we can update. Then after that, we will see how we can delete. And at last, we will see how we can accept any things. So the next things, I want to add the update functionality. But before going to add the update functionality, let me tell you, if you remember, in the beginning of this project only, we have already performed one update operation. If you see, let me open, come here, then in views.py file, come here. We have already performed the operation for the update profile. Same operation we have to perform for the task also. So in place of update profile, it's simply update task. That's it, nothing else. So what you can do two things. First, you can write entire code again, and then you can get desired output. Or simply what you can do, see, we have already performed one update functionality. Again, we want update functionality. So simply copy this entire things and come down. Those who are following my playlist, they will get more clear idea, because when I have written this update functionality, I have explained one by one things like what is the meaning of each and every line. So in place of update profile, I want update task. And here also update task. Let me check anything others. Update. Yeah, here task updated. Task updated successfully. And you must have to log in to update the task. Okay. Then here we have to do little bit changes. For example, here we are using the update profile.html page. So for this one, we have to use different HTML page. So let me remove this one. And here, for example, I want task, update task.html page. Here we are using the user profile form. And in this particular case, I'm going to use the task detail form. If you remember, in the forms.py file, we have created task detail form. And whatever fields is mentioned here, like task title, task due date, task reward, task description, these things I want to allow to user change. So I'm going to use the same form. See, basically this task details form previously we are using to take the input from the user. But again, the same form I am going to use to give the user to option to modify the task. So keep in mind that one single form we are using for the two purpose. So come here. So simply copy this name. Then here we have to use here. Remaining thing as it is, then here also we have to change. So user profile and profile data. So here I want task data. I'm only changing the name, task data, and then in place of user profile model, I want task model. So come here. This is the model name. Simply copy this one and come here and paste here. That's it. Then let me check in all the things. Okay. Then form task. Okay. This thing same only. Then after updating the task, I want to redirect to the base page. So for that, base, whatever name we have given here in the URL, this one as it is, we have to give here. That's it. Done. And we are using the task detail form. So make sure we have to import this one. So come here and top task detail form. It is already imported, so no need to import again. Okay. Then I think all thing is good only. Yeah. Control S. Then go to the urls.py file. See, I have not written this function from the scratch because I have already used for the update profile. So same I have copy pasted and I have modified. So what I have modified, the model name, then form name. That's it. And this is the message. That's it. Then go to the URLs, and here also we have for the update profile. So simply copy this one. Then come down and paste here. Then in place of update profile, this should be update task. And here also same thing. Let me copy these things and paste here. Then we have to update the view name also. Simply come here. This is our view name. Simply copy this one. Then come here. Then paste here. Remaining thing as it is. No need to do any changes. That's it. Control S. Then go to the task info form. See, I will show you in the browser so you will get more idea. Right now we have only option for go back. See, only go back. So come here and simply copy this one and paste, then Control S, and come here. Let me refresh. See, we have one more. Go back. So again come here and give the name update. Update. Control S. And I don't want to, like, for example, I don't want to use the same color, so I can change the color. So if you remember, we have taken the green color for the update. So let's, for the view, if you see here, see, we have a green color for the view and we have a blue color for the go back. So let me take something else. So go to the Bootstrap and search for the button groups. Then let me take something else. For example, this one, this color, warning color. So simply copy this class, then come here, then paste here. Control S. And let me remove this one because here I want different URL. So which URL I want? So if you come here in the urls.py file, this is our URL name. So I want this URL. Simply copy this one, then come here and paste here. But if you remember here, one second, in the urls.py file, we are not only passing the URL pattern. Along with that, we are passing this one primary key also. So I hope you remember very well how we are passing the primary key. So because in this one only, task info only, we have did the same thing. So come here in the task info. Here I need to pass the ID also. So simply copy this one, task info ID. Copy this one and paste here. Control S. Then come here. Let me refresh this one. Okay, go back is working. Then come here, update. Okay, name profile data is not defined. Line number 143. We have did one mistake. Actually, when we are doing the copy paste, so sometime we forgot. Okay. So in place of profile data, I want task data. Simply copy this one and paste here. Okay, then come here. Let me refresh. Yeah. Now, update task.html does not exist. Correct only because we have not created the HTML page. So simply copy this name. Then come here in the VS Code. Then go to the templates. Then right click. Then new files. Then paste this one. And as I'm saying every time, we have to inherit the base HTML. Simply copy any page. Then go to update task. Then paste here. Then let me remove the unwanted things. And here we can give any heading like update page, control S. Then I want this form because I want to render my form. Which form I want to render? Let me show you. Come here in the views.py file. This is the form. All the things I have stored in the form, and I want to render this form in the update task.html page. So same thing. Here I have written the form, and luck by chance here also I have written the form. So no need to change anything. But here we have to do little bit modification. For example, in place of login, I want submit. Submit. And I don't want this forget functionality. So let me remove this one. Then control S. And these things are the same. Control S. Then come here. Let me refresh. Okay. So task title, then task due date, task reward, task description, and these things is showing. But it is not coming in the proper format. So what we can do, one second, as a P. It means I want to render this form as a paragraph. Then come here, let me refresh. Yeah, now it's looking good. So if you want to see for the task ID 1, we have a add function task title. So for example, click here and update. I want to change only add, then submit. Task updated successfully, and here you can see it's showing only add. For example, for task 2 it's showing testing. So come here, then click on update and give development. Then save. Task updated successfully, and it's showing development. So our update functionality is working fine. We are able to go back, we are able to view, we are able to update. So the next things, I want to add the functionality to delete the record. For example, you have created one task and now you want to delete that task. You don't want that task. So how you can do? So here only I'm going to add the delete button. So let's see how we can do. So first of all, go to the VS Code, and in the this one task info, simply copy this one, then enter. Sorry, come here. Let me enter, then paste, and in place of update, I want delete. And I don't want this URL because I'm going to use the delete URL for this one. So let me remove this thing, or let it be as it is. We will modify it as it. Then come here, then let me refresh. See, delete is showing, but for update we are using this color, and for delete we have to use different color. So come here and let me use this one. So simply copy this class and come here, and one second, simply using the bootstrap. So you can also do the same thing, no need to buy hard the things. Come here, then let me refresh. Yeah, so for delete I'm using the red. Now after clicking on delete, the record should be delete from here. So let's see how we can do. Open the VS Code, then see, for to perform the delete operation, we not require any form, because we are not going to take any input, or we are not going to provide any functionality to update that input. We simply want to delete. So delete operation is a very easy as compared to the other operation. So what you can go do, simply go to the views.py file, then simply copy this one. I'm going to use this one only, and I will modify this one as per my requirement. So in place of for update, I want delete. Delete task, and here also I want delete task, delete task. And see, to update task we require primary key, because it is highly, because it's compulsory, you have to know before updating the record which record you want to update. Same thing, if you want to delete, you have to know which record you want to delete. So for that, pk is required. Then again, if the request.user is authenticated, because again I want to give the access to the user which is login. So same thing, request.user if authenticated. Then again, from task data, I have taken one variable. Then task detail is the model name. From object get ID. These things I'm doing. I don't require these things. On to fetch the particular record, and after that I don't want these things also. So let me remove, because as I told you, I'm not going to use any form. Simply what I can do, simply copy this one, enter, paste, dot delete. With the help of this delete method, we can delete the record whatever we have in that particular variable. See, dot save is used to save, dot delete is used to delete. That's it. After that, one second, let me do the correct indentation. After deleting the record, I want to display the message task deleted, deleted successfully. And I want to redirect to the base page. And if you are not logged in, so you must have to log in to delete task. Let me remove unwanted space, control S. See, that's it. What we have did, we have simply copied this one and we have modified. See, this line is the same only as it is. And as I told you, to delete the any record, we not required any form. So because of that only, we have removed this line from here. And what we have did, so with the help of the primary key, I have fetched that particular record which is I want to delete. Then with the help of delete method, simply deleted. And after deleting, I want to display the message like task deleted successfully. And after that, I want to redirect to the base page. That's it. Control S. Then we have to create one URL. Go to the urls.py files. And here what we can do, simply copy this one, because it's almost similar to update function. So simply copy this one. Then in place of update, I want delete. Delete task, simply copy this one. One second. Simply copy this one and paste here. Control S. Then we have to give the views name. Simply copy this one and come to urls.py file and update here. That's it. Nothing else. Again, we have to pass this URL. So from where we have to pass? So go to the task info, because here only now, because this task info page only we are referring for this page. Okay. See, you can see here task info. So from task info, when I'm going to click on delete, so I want to pass this ID, because based on ID only I want to delete. So come, and here we have to give the name of our URL. So what URL we have created? So come here. This is our URL we have created. Simply copy this one. Then come here. Then paste here. And this will be the same as it is, because this one only we are passing task info as ID. Control S. Then come here. Go to the home page. Then for example, I want to delete this task ID first. Then click on view. Then click on delete. Task deleted successfully. And you can see the ID first is not showing. For example, I want to delete this 14. Click here, then delete. Task deleted successfully. See, it's not showing here. So what we have did up to this point, I'm going to summarize. First, we have fetched all the data related to the task, whatever we have created the task, that things first we have displayed here. After that, we have given this view functionality. When I'm going to click on this view functionality, I have a 3 option: go back, update, and delete. With the help of the go back, I can redirect to the home page again. And with the help of the update, I can update the records. And with the help of this one, delete, I can delete the record. So thank you so much for watching this video, and please like and subscribe my channel. Bye.